Let's see, Aquarius. Looks like it's time to release some stuff. Looks like you might be holding on to some pain from the past. So let's take a look at this. Page of Wands. Pages are about movement. They can be around children. Wands are fire, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. But when you get a wand, when you get a page, that's more or less some kind of messages, some kind of gift, some kind of information coming to you. And wands are about fire, so this may be an important message concerning this this current situation. It may be work, it may be a heads up on a social situation, it may be an invitation, but usually it's some kind of information about an activity. Wands are all about motion and fire and moving. So this may be an invitation coming in the mail. It does feel more like a message than it does children. Knight of Pentacles. Knights kind of ask us for motion. They ask us to put our money where our mouth is. Pentacles are really about physical things. So you may be required to do something with money. This may be news about money. You may be trying to get a job. But this is usually some kind of news about money. It doesn't necessarily dictate whether it's positive or negative, but material things. So you may be getting something from the mail and about your money or lack thereof. It does feel like money is being a little challenged this month for you, so you may have to reprioritize some things. The Seven of Cups here kind of tells me to reprioritize and look at things as they actually are, not as you wish them to be. This is all kind of on the line here. So it does feel like you may have been asked to spend a little bit more money in the last couple of months, and now you're kind of reeling from that or trying to reprioritize. So it does look like money is a little tight this month. But good news is, the Fool is here, the Lovers are here, and the Magician. So it is only a temporary situation, but it does require your attention. The Hermit here kind of tells me don't go up to the top of the mountain and forget your physical responsibilities. Don't avoid them, because they'll only get worse if you avoid them. That's the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups says look at life as it truly is. It also can dictate, looking at life a little dreamy, kind of fantasizing on, the woulda, coulda, shouldas. And getting stuck in that, well, if I had said this, done this kind of thing. So see if you can cast that off and really take a look at the situation. This does feel like a past situation, whether it's a work-related or a love that did not come to fruition the way that you wished it to. So there seems to be some kind of regrets around this and maybe some sadness over a loss of the past. The King of Cups is here. Cups are water signs. If this is a person, it's a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This does feel like a person that is someone of great integrity. Kings are there to remind us to really walk the path of great integrity. And cups are about love. Cups are about feelings. So he's there to remind you to trust your intuition, to speak with authority and integrity, be kind. But if this is a person, this is someone that can be trusted, that will tell you the truth of a situation. It feels like someone may have already told you the truth of a situation and that you didn't really care for it. So again, as a water sign, a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. So it's someone that feels like was integrity from the very beginning, that kind of told you what was going on, that maybe you didn't really believe them. But it does feel like this may have been the past love person, but it does feel like they have a very warm place in their heart for you, as you do for them. But it does feel like your relationship has changed or morphed into either friendship or advisor, but it has morphed. It has not taken on the life that you thought it would, but it has kind of morphed into something else that is just as lovely but not connected at the heart as you wished it to be. So the Hermit is here, and the Hermit is kind of the card that you go up to the mountains and check in on yourself. It's more of a spiritual card than, say, like the Four of Pentacles is when you're really hiding. When you're hiding, you know, not paying your bills, not answering the phone. This is more of a reflective, alone card. But be aware that this card also can take you into that hibernation mode, and that's what it's feeling like. You may be hiding away a little bit, and your smile and your energy is needed out in the world. So don't hibernate in that place too long. It does feel like you are either harboring some feelings. I'm feeling unrequited love type of thing. But you are looking at really moving out of this. But I know Aquariums, you guys are a little bit of an overthinker and have to be with it for a moment. So that looks like the space that you're in. It does look like you're moving out of the sadness and sorrow, but you're more in a reflective place. But the Hermit, you know, don't stay there too long. Don't stay there too long. Others need your laughter and your wisdom. So the Three of Pentacles is here, and this is one of collecting information. It's about mind, body, and spirit balancing. This could be anything from picking up a self-help book to joining a class to figuring out how to throw tarot. This is kind of a self-help card. This is really kind of looking at things honestly, so that's great. You've moved out of the Seven of Cups in the future position, and you're looking at the Three of Pentacles. Really looking at things head on and dealing with them until completion. No longer hiding, no longer putting things on the back burner, but it does look like some kind of someone or something is kind of asking for your attention and in need of either your advice or your participation. This could be on a family matter for many of you. It does feel like a lot of your spiritual stuff is being rocked right now. And I am detecting in general that there may be an illness, either an older person in your life, or there may be an illness that someone else other than you that is required some attention from you, or just some participation on your part. So it does look like this person is normally healthy, so they don't ask for help very much, so you may have to offer it instead. The Judgment card is here. That is one of the higher cards, higher echelon cards. It does feel like you're being very hard on yourself and being hard on others. That does not serve you. It does not help you grow to beat yourself up. It's kind of a continuation of the woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff that's happening. So sitting in judgment too much of yourself is just going to kind of stymie any growth that you're trying to achieve. So if you can put down this judgment for a moment, realize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Everything in the past has happened exactly as it should have, even though it wasn't the way that you wanted it to. So I feel a little disappointment around this, but it feels like you're coming out of the ego space and really looking at the gratitude of life. That will help you move forward. The Fool is here to remind you to take a leap of faith, which whether it's in love or whether it's in a job or interpersonal things, or just activities that you've always wanted to do. You know, it doesn't necessarily take a lot of money to go, go drive to a wonderful view or drive to the beach. So it does look like you may be having to incorporate some things that don't cost a lot in this month of June. But take a leap of faith and try some of these things that you've wanted to do, that you've just kind of been hibernating. The Lovers is here. And of course, the Lovers can be attracting new people into your life. The Fool is right below it. So this does feel like, you know, it may be time to put a new ad out on Craigslist or on Match or whatever avenue that you choose. But it does feel like it's time to take a leap of faith, take a leap out of the situation that is in the past. And for those Aquariuses that are in a currently in a relationship, this does feel like your relationship has taken a step up into new territory and new appreciation. You know, no longer kind of the nitpicky stuff. It does look like you're learning to love a little differently with your current relationship. The Ten of Wands is here. This does feel like it feels very burdensome right now. It may have something to do with these, the money or the finances being out of whack. You know, keep your vision on how you want your finances to look. I truly believe that our brain is like a computer, and whatever we program it with is what we manifest. So keep your thought patterns light. Hold the vision of what you want it to look like next month, and dollars to donuts. Usually it happens. So it's just keeping that negative mind flow out of your space, because that can be manifested just as easily. So it does feel like you have quite a heavy burden on you. It may have something to do with money. It may have something to do with this illness or a breakup from the past. But it does feel like you've got a lot of stuff on your shoulders. So I encourage you to honor your body with a walk, a massage, jump in a pool, get naked in the sun, get naked in the moonshine, whatever helps you free yourself from this kind of mental prison that you've put yourself in. And it is coming from you, Aquarius. It is coming from you. So it does look like it is affecting your sleep. Four of pattern, Four of Swords is kind of when that thinking kind of takes over and you're almost like a prisoner in your mind a little bit. So it stands in the way of your nutrition, in your eating, in your movement, in sleeping, actually. So for many of you, you may be sleeping too much, or not sleeping at all, or waking up from very telling or frightful, fearful dreams. So it does feel like that is part of the dynamics that is happening with this Four of Wands. So it's really time to lighten your load, lighten your emotional load and your mental load a bit. The Magician is here. He's here to remind you you are not alone. You have your own magic, and it really all it takes is a conscious shift in your perception, in your awareness. You have a wonderfully fertile mind, and once you go down the path of negativity, it's kind of hard to get out of it. So if you can switch yourself to the more positive gratitude vibe, as you have lots of things to offer this world, lots and lots of things. But it does feel like you're feeling a little, what is the word? Just not confident right now, and a little out of sorts. So if you can embrace all of the positive gifts with gratitude that you have to share, this mental shift will happen. But it's all starts and ends with you. It's how you program yourself. But it does feel like you're kind of in that mental, I like to call it the mental dryer. You're going around and around and around. So if you can physically get out there and get out of your mind a little bit, stomp around on the earth, that really helps you move the energy back to the physical form. I'm going to throw a couple of these cards too for clarity. That's your general reading. These are ethereal vision cards. And I really liked the colors. They kind of sang to me. So let's get some clarity on this. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, and teacher. So don't forget your wonderful gifts, your magician gifts. You have a lot to offer this, and you are blooming like a rose. It's just right now you're kind of in that mental rut. So you are not alone, and don't be afraid to ask your angels for help. This looks like a good card. Yes, just say yes. So come out of the cave. Come out of the cave, sweet Aquarius, and start saying yes to some of those invitations. So that is your reading for the month of June. If you like what you heard,